Welcome back to Social Studies. Uh, we're going to look at this idea of indentured servitude. So, if your brain was starting to think based on that question, that's good. We're going to look at how the colonies in America first started to make money and be able to exist. Now, to name it before we move forward, a huge part of what made these colonies successful, and we are going to talk about it with later lessons as we dive more deeply into it. Um, was the slave trade and slaves existing. Um, this isn't to take away from the importance of that. It is important, and like I said, we will spend time later on talking about that. Um, but for the purpose of this question, it doesn't really help us because I think we can all agree that slavery is bad. It's not a good thing to have. It's a bad system that takes advantage of people and treats them like less than human. So as a result, what we're going to look at instead is kind of a cousin to it, this idea of indentured servitude, which basically is the idea that you are locked into a contract to work for somebody and you don't get paid um, until basically the end of that, right? So it could be an agreement that for like 3 years you're going to work with this tobacco farmer because tobacco was a big crop for these colonies. You're going to take the tobacco leaves and get them out of the fields. You're going to do all the drying for them. You're going to break them apart and get them ready to send out to people. You're going to do all of that labor. You're going to work long, long hours, not a lot of food. He's not going to pay you. He's going to give you a place to stay and a little bit of food, but that's about it. And then say after like 3 years, you would be able to get a farm, right? He'll give you land and some money in exchange for those years of service. So the question is this a good system? Is this a good way for the colonies to be independent with their money, right? Is it a good way for them to make money and wealth and opportunity without having to rely on another place? So that's our core question. You'll have some sources that are going to give you a bigger picture of it. So you'll have one that's like a contract itself. So it's an example contract. And then you'll hear some accounts of what it was like. Take your time through these. I understand that the vocab can be difficult at times. Try your best. Um, the worst thing you can do is get stuck and then give up because you didn't immediately understand it. I don't expect you to immediately understand it. I expect you to read it, be a little confused, think about it, read another one, come back, and start to piece it together as it becomes a little clearer. So don't just give up when if you get a little stuck. Try to power through. If you have any questions, please reach out. As always, the sources are going to be in Google Classroom, and good luck.